Good evening, and thank you for inviting me here. I was listening to Dr. Nalin, am I right? So half of my speech was actually covered by him. I never realized that when you go to these type of forums, they are all data-based, and we were talking about AI, so probably AI is also playing the role. So most of the things you have already spoken, you have already covered the data point, and Madam also mentioned that there is certain work in progress, but let me tell you that here probably you are slightly wrong because mutual fund regulations we have completely revamped. So that process is over. Categorization also we have done. So I am not sure that what type of audience is here, but if you notice that these are the two core development work which have been undertaken in last 1 year or so. And why these are important? Because probably it resonates with the theme of today's discussion, that how we visualize mutual fund industry in the next 10 years. So taking the industry to 10 years, abhi 85 lakhs crore, everything is over. Whenever I go to this type of forum, my ask is very simple, that in this country of 150 crores, can we take mutual fund industry to 50 crores investors? So generally, I don't get any answer. We are chasing our colleagues in AMC, we are chasing the distributors, so that whether in this 5-year period or 10-year period, can we reach that benchmark? We are searching for the answer. But from a regulatory side, we have done the groundwork. The entire regulations which were there for almost 3 decades, we revamped those regulations, and we have tried to make them simple. Some of you may say that regulatory things are never simple, but we have made an honest effort. And I am sure that going forward, when you see and when people will get more familiarized with the regulation, they will realize that a lot of ease of doing activities have been facilitated through the regulatory framework. And I can highlight 1 or 2 areas where we really focused. I will not touch on slightly disturbing segment with respect to TER because AMCs are the sponsor of this program, so I don't want to disturb their apple cart. But yes, from a regulatory perspective, that was a very important change. But apart from that, there were many other significant changes which this entire regulatory revamp has established and created. The most important is that we have facilitated entities to do business. Earlier, there were certain structures prescribed in the law. We have completely opened up. Today, if you notice that any entity which is able to qualify and satisfy the eligibility criteria can be onboarded. Earlier, there were different concepts. Even going forward, you may see entities operating as an AMC without having a sponsor. So all these things have been facilitated. Why? Because probably we felt that there is a need for business to grow. And mutual fund, as Dr. Nalin mentioned, that it is a driving force. It has ensured that for last so many years, 38 years, as a regulator, we have been trying that how to increase the retail participation in the market, but it has never happened. Thankfully to mutual fund industry, it has happened suddenly. And we are very proud of that it has happened through the mutual fund journey, and how to preserve this journey. From that orientation, the entire regulatory framework, revamped governance structures, we have taken a lot of care, because if somebody is entering into mutual fund arena, they should have some credentials and credibility, because that is the most important thing. But I must say that just because you have a credibility and you should run a mutual fund, that is also not the target. Objective is that you bring credible credentials, and on the basis of that, we will try to onboard you and try to give you a path where you can run a mutual fund business, because we don't want any disruption in the retail framework, because we believe that retail should continue and use this vehicle as a potential investment. Similarly, we have also tried that can we direct the industry towards MF Lite framework. We have not succeeded. We did it because we thought that passive is the need of the hour, and everybody talks about passive. And I will come to you that from a regulatory perspective also, we believe that passive is the right way to be for the retail investor. But somehow that we have failed. In fact, not a single applicant has come in mutual fund segment where they have sought only a license for passive. We were thinking that many people will come, but it has not happened. We are analyzing that why this has not happened, and we will be very happy that some MF Lite entity should come in our system and try to see that how they can expand the passive industry further. Similarly, we have also focused, which probably none of you have captured. Since I am standing on a platform of media, I may say very openly that one of the most significant change which we brought in the regulatory landscape for mutual fund was we have made an enabling provision for performance-based incentive structure, where mutual funds today, they are governed by TER broadly, but we have put an enabling clause where if you perform, you can earn. But none of the industry players nor the other related players, they have mentioned about that. In fact, today only one AMC who is also part of your sponsor category, they were sitting with me. So when we were chatting, I was wondering that how Brijesh has got the name of that entity, because we are not that porous where everything can come to our system. But they were also talking, and I was mentioning to them that Baki sab theek hai, why you are not focusing on this? So when we say that why you are not focusing on performance, then mostly we don't get any very proactive answer from any side. So but this is very significant, because going forward, when large number of retail players will come to the market, they will definitely expect that when you are giving them return as promised by you or as per their expectation, then only you should charge some fee, some performance-based fee, because that will help in developing a trust, because this entire industry is moving on trust only. We trust as a regulator the AMCs, and AMCs are trusted by the distributors and the investors. So everything moves with that trust framework, and I am sure that going forward, when more and more retail people, not only in Mumbai or metropolitan cities, but far off places come, then probably their expectations will be more. And they all will like to know from you that what is the simple return metrics, because everybody is interested in that. In the morning show, Anuj ji aate hain, ye bhi batate hain ki kitna return hoga, kya hoga. So everybody wants that only. So nobody wants to listen to your jargons and all. So I think all of us have to think that the next 10 years for this industry, what we should do so that this investor trust should be further enhanced. For that, we have done certain efforts. Like, for example, we are encouraging the industry that please go beyond 30 cities, travel to countryside. There is a lot of scope, because that helps us in resolving many regulatory issues, because all of you know that in far-off places, people are still very fancied by the assured returns, etc. And many Ponzi schemes, they function in those areas. So we believe that if mutual fund spreads its wing across the country, then these type of activities will come to an end, or we can control. So this is not only in regulatory interest, but in the interest of the industry also, that how to spread its wings across the country. And for that, I am sure that this entire distribution community, because this is a wonderful model, how the distributors have been structured in this country is something which all of us need to study. They have done a tremendous job in taking this industry to the investor, closer to the investor. And going forward, if all of us want to reach the countryside, probably more than physical efforts, we have to rely on digital. We were just sitting and chatting that what AI can do. Probably we believe that while AI helps us in doing many surveillance-related activities which I will mention one or two because we should not leave the dais before cautioning the people who are listening to us. But yes, of course, in terms of distribution, digital can play a tremendous role because we cannot cover everybody just by physical presence. We need to have a very huge network of digital distribution, and I request all of you that when we assemble in this type of fora, we need to brainstorm on that how we can enhance that distribution network. If that happens, then I'm sure that the journey from 5 to 50 crore is easier. It will not take much time. But for last many years, we are sincerely trying. We have facilitated certain rules and regulations within the revamped framework also, but still the amount of traction which we were expecting, we are not able to see. Similarly, when adoption of AI is concerned, as a regulator, probably we have done much adoption. Like, for example, we often share, probably many of you may be aware that we have developed an in-house capacity where we can detect the advertisement which is not in conformity with the mutual fund code which we have prescribed for the distributors. So today we have an in-house system which can immediately flag it to us, and we are in a position to take whatever appropriate action is warranted. And now, which we call it radar, and we are upgrading it. Some of you would have read that a new tool has been evolved which is known as Sudarshan, which is capable of scanning 24/7 the entire ecosystem of websites which are placing influencer type of advertisements. And today we have a capacity where not only we can identify that, but from the back end, we can interact and use our resources to get it removed. So these are some of the areas where we are using AI in an extensive manner. Similarly, we want that all of you should scratch your brains and see that can we do it for distribution? Can we do it to make mutual fund more appealing to investors? Like when we were working on this categorization circular, we were struggling if our target is to go to far off places, how we can make the schemes simpler. Because even today, if you ask me, though I am working and associated with this department for many years, but still I struggle that what a particular scheme means. So if we can simplify the schemes and articulation, we can make it in a simpler fashion, probably those schemes will be better understood by the investor. And if schemes are understood by the investor, then chances of mis-selling are tremendously reduced. So while we have made an attempt through categorization, but I am sure that many of you may still say that a lot needs to be done in that categorization circular and framework. We are open to that. And Brijesh was asking for some news bite, so I can say, because he overheard some conversation which we were having, where he said that 24B is still surviving. So answer is 24B is still there. And those who are not familiar with 24B, it is very simple regulatory construct which allows existing entities to do certain other activities with certain restrictions. We believe that those are certain restrictions, but entities always feel that, no, this is not allowing us to operate. But yes, that's a work in progress. 24B as of now has become 21. So that is the only change which has happened fundamentally. But yes, lot needs to be done on that, and we are constantly interacting with the industry to see that we can make it more conducive so that entities are free to operate. Certain concessions we have given. We are further looking at what type of other concessions we can build into the regulation. Similarly, we are also working, though this is a mutual fund summit, but we are working very closely with the PMS industry. And why we are doing so is that they have very serious grievance with us that we are favoring mutual fund, and that's why SIF type of product we have parked in mutual fund. But idea of parking SIF with mutual fund was that we trust the governance structure of mutual fund as compared to the PMS. I'm not saying that they don't have a governance structure. They also have a very good governance structure. But as far as retail inclusion is concerned, our trust is more on mutual fund, and that's why we introduce SIF in mutual fund. But we are working very closely with PMS industry, and the entire regulatory setup also we are trying to revamp in the manner in which we have did for mutual fund regulations. And soon you will hear from us that a very revamped, industry-focused, investor-focused PMS regulation should be in place. Another area where we are focusing, and why I am articulating these points, is because we believe that whatever we are doing today, probably that may help us in taking this industry, entire fund industry forward. We are also very closely looking